Quantum AI investors. So we are May 16th edition. Going back over just briefly our old analysis here. Looks like we got a big gap up. We are in the wave 5, and we are going to probably retest old highs at 6:30 or so before rolling over. So it looks like we got a big short squeeze today, up 0.44%. I wanted to go over a couple of things. We got a gap down that could happen over the next few weeks. But overall, we're in this wave 5, so it looks relatively bullish. As predicted, we said that there would be a rollover in the gold market, and indeed there is a big rollover, double top and down of gold, which is not a great sign for the overall market. Underlying fundamentals are looking weak, but SPY looks higher and gold looks lower. So we expected this period of topping period, which did happen, and now we expect a further rollover. So I would just be very cautious if you have any gold, because I think it's going to be a big rollover, especially in the miners over the next few months. So just be very, very wary of that. So a couple of picks that have been on my radar is HELE, Troy. I've been kind of watching this for a while, and finally bought a little bit today, around 30, and I think it's in the bottoming phase. We see this bear flag here pattern. It broke down. We have another little bear flag, and it broke down again, and I think that with these bear flags are becoming shorter, and we are close to a bottom here. You know, we may not be at the bottom, but you know, if you could ride this out for a year or two, I think you'll be handsomely rewarded. I do believe that the next price target is 53 on the upside. This little gap here, and you have a bigger gap at 87, so I would not be surprised if it filled both of those. One pick that was a winner recently was HAIN. I said to buy a 140, it's 199, so that represents basically a 30% gain. So good on you for watching that. Still in the falling wedge. So as a short-term trade, I would probably take profits and then see does it shake out. We're seeing the director bought 130K shares. Yeah, this is very, very oversold. I think there's going to be a huge bounce in HAIN in the coming year or two. So if you can hold on, hold through the volatility in HAIN, then you'll be also handsomely rewarded. EL news out with Michael Burry buying in. And I think he's onto something here because of the China trade. Again, it's a falling wedge pattern. We're still in falling wedge pattern, and we're seeing kind of exhaustion pattern happening. We may get one whoosh down in August as a final whoosh, but I do expect that this will eventually recover, probably up to the 240 level. So, which represents about a 3x gain from here. So if you can hold through the volatility, you know, as a long-term investor, I think you'll be handsomely rewarded in EL as well. So UNH, let's take a quick look at that. So UNH, we said, had a topping pattern. It definitely broke down past this. We had this topping pattern that we mentioned in videos before. It broke straight through this pattern here, looked like a megaphone pattern. But now, quite frankly, it looks like a buy, because we have multiple gaps to the upside. We have a gap at 308. We have a gap at 375. I think we'll get 375 quite quickly, and anybody that's shorting down in the 250 range is going to get burnt real bad. So I think highly oversold. Remember that UNH, they have huge teams of lawyers. They have huge teams of people that can litigate, and they're talking about a $1 billion payment, which is nothing in the face of the market cap of this company. It's literally a zero. So this was just a shakeout to get the hedge funds, to get them in at a low price, get their clients in at a low price in UNH. And this is a typical hedge fund shakeout. And when you see these shakeouts happen, usually they're fast and violent, and then what happens is it becomes a buy down here. All the hedge funds go long with all the clients' money, and then slowly it'll tick back up. And sometimes this can happen rapidly, as we saw in the case of TTD, which was a huge winning trade here in the channel, and we took the profits here. I took profits around 72, 73. It did run to 80. So yeah, I lost a few percentage points, but I'm not crying over spilt milk because I got a really good trade on that one. So we're still looking at these types of patterns. EL is in this long-term pattern. And really, if we look at this EL Estee Lauder stock, and we go to Yahoo and their some of their advanced charting here, we see on the all button, let's see, or 5 year, I think it was, no, maybe it's all, let's go with all data. It is the most sold off, first of all, ever, okay, which is, this is a rarity in the company history. You see RSI is right at about 29, which only happened one other time before, and that was in the 2009 crisis. So I think that our environment is a little bit better than 2009 crisis at this point in time. So I think going long or being bullish on EL is a good long-term pick. Sure, could there be a flush down again? Absolutely. To 25, 30, whatever. Yes, could be, but if you're in it for the long haul, won't matter when you're paying double for this in a year or two. So EL, great stock, I think, at these prices. Same thing with Nike. Nike a little less bullish in the short term. You see that cross did not happen in MACD yet, but it's coming. So and it's coming pretty soon. So we want to watch this very carefully. I would say in the next month or two, what happens to this MACD? Do we get the cross? And if we do, we want to go long. So yeah, we're watching Nike extremely closely in the next month or two. That's basically coincides with the trade war, so we want to see what happens in the trade war. Hopefully we'll be able to buy Nike at a little bit of a lower price. I'm hoping maybe we get down to upper 50s or maybe upper 40s, and we'll have a great buying opportunity for the long haul for Nike. So this company is not going away. It's been around since forever, so and yeah, their moat is just they're too interconnected with American society and with other societies as well. So it's just not a brand that people are going to forget about. So, it's the most reputable sneaker brand, in terms of brand recognition in the world. So I'd say it's a good buy, but this one you want to wait a little bit more than EL. EL's made that cross already with the MACD, so I think going long here is a no-brainer in EL. Nike, maybe wait a little bit more, get a better price for Nike, and then go long. And we're talking here, our time frames usually on the channel are between anywhere from like a month to a year. So we're not talking intraday trading here. We're talking kind of a long-term trading view. We're talking long-term, relatively speaking, long-term trade here. So month to a year, maybe even 2 years in some cases. Gold, I don't like gold. I've never really liked gold. Gold has been a bear for a very, very long time. And especially when you're talking about the miners, I'm bearish on the miners, extremely bearish on gold. I would say, for the next run up, you're going to miss it if you're in gold. So stay away from gold right now, the metals in general, and stick with, some of these consumer-focused stocks have been really beaten down, especially the ones mentioned earlier. And let's see how UNH is doing. UNH is doing quite well today. So we're up 5%, 5.4%, 290. So yeah, we're just looking at really oversold levels at UNH. I mean, people are saying it's going to go bankrupt. I mean, you have to be realistic. This company is not going to go bankrupt. This company is too ingrained in society. It's 200 and whatever $billion. Just because CEO got assassinated doesn't mean the company's going bankrupt, or that Medicare fraud is not going to be fought by teams of lawyers over a decade or more. So J&J has how many lawsuits against them, and it doesn't matter because they have teams of lawyers that are literally fighting every single lawsuit. So yeah, I don't think they'll see a penny out of this, and I think we'll be right back up to 500 in a year or two time. So great buy here, I think. But if you can get it lower, even better buy, for the long haul. All right, quick update today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, let the markets be with you. Take care. See you later.